I chipped air balls into my mum's washing machine.
Rory McIlroy, you did it. You did it. You are the Masters champion, finally, fulfilling every childhood dream.
Some athletes are discovered, others are declared. From the moment Rory McIlroy first swung a golf club, the world didn't just see talent, it saw destiny. He wasn't simply good, he was different, faster, fearless, effortless. A natural-born winner in a sport that rarely produces them. Golf is not supposed to look easy. It is a game built on precision, patience, and pressure. Yet Rory made it look fluid, almost instinctive, as if the club were an extension of his body. Long before trophies and headlines, there was already a sense that this was not an ordinary player. But with greatness comes expectation. And with expectation comes pressure. This is the story of Rory McIlroy, a generational talent born to dominate golf, yet forever measured by what he hasn't won. A career defined not just by trophies, but by the emotional weight of chasing perfection. Especially one elusive prize, the Masters. A child prodigy with a swing beyond his years. Rory McIlroy's journey began long before television cameras and packed grandstands. Raised in Hollywood, Northern Ireland, Rory was swinging a club before most children could write their names. Golf wasn't introduced to him, it surrounded him. Videos of him hitting perfect shots as a toddler spread like folklore within golf circles. These weren't viral clips meant for entertainment. They were proof. Proof that something rare was forming. His talent wasn't trained into him. It flowed naturally. Balance, rhythm, timing. Things professionals spend decades chasing came to Rory effortlessly. His father, Jerry McIlroy, believed early that his son was special. That belief came with sacrifice. He worked multiple jobs to support Rory's development, waking early and sleeping late, all to fund lessons, equipment, and travel. Nights were spent practicing indoors. Days were spent refining mechanics on local courses. By his teenage years, Rory wasn't just competing, he was dominating. At 15, he shot a course record 61. At 16, he won the European Amateur. At 18, he turned professional, already carrying expectations most golfers never face in a lifetime. The golfing world didn't ask if Rory would be great. They asked how great. Early dominance and a generational talent emerges. Rory McIlroy's rise was immediate and explosive. By his early 20s, he wasn't just winning, he was overwhelming elite competition with ease. Veteran golfers spoke in admiration. Analysts searched for comparisons that could explain what they were witnessing. His swing was poetry in motion. His power defied physics. His confidence felt unshakable. He combined distance with accuracy in a way the modern game had rarely seen. Rory didn't overpower courses recklessly, he dismantled them intelligently. In 2011, at just 22 years old, Rory announced himself to the world at the US Open, winning by 8 shots, one of the most dominant performances in major championship history. Records fell. Expectations exploded. The message was clear. This was the future of golf. Soon followed multiple major titles, world #1 rankings, and constant comparisons to legends like Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. Rory wasn't just winning tournaments, he was becoming the face of golf in a post-Tiger era. But that honor came with an invisible cost. Becoming the face of golf, and the weight that followed. As Tiger Woods' dominance faded, the sport searched desperately for its next icon. Golf needed a new standard bearer. And it found one in Rory McIlroy. Sponsors rallied. Media crowned him early. Fans expected greatness. Every week. Rory didn't just represent himself anymore. He carried the future of the sport on his shoulders. Every appearance felt symbolic. Every major felt like destiny calling. Every swing became symbolic. Every loss felt magnified. Every major became a referendum on his legacy. Winning was no longer enough. Rory was expected to dominate, inspire, and carry the sport forward all at once. The expectations weren't whispered, they were screamed. And nowhere was that pressure heavier than at Augusta National. The Masters, a dream that turned into a haunting. The Masters tournament became the defining emotional battlefield of Rory McIlroy's career. In 2011, he entered the final round with a commanding lead. The golf world waited for his coronation. Analysts spoke in certainty. Fans imagined the green jacket already draped over his shoulders. But then came one of the most painful collapses in Masters history. A disastrous final round unraveled everything. His rhythm, his confidence, his control. Shot by shot, the dream slipped away. That Sunday didn't just cost him a green jacket, It planted a seed of doubt that would grow louder with every passing year. Unlike other majors he had conquered, the Masters began to feel personal, obsessive, elusive. Year after year, Rory returned to Augusta with hope. And year after year, he left with disappointment. Each attempt added pressure. Each failure deepened the narrative. Rory wasn't chasing a trophy anymore, he was chasing relief. Mental battles that talent alone couldn't solve. Rory McIlroy's greatest opponent was never the course. It was his own mind. Golf is a sport of precision and patience, but majors demand emotional control under unbearable scrutiny. For Rory, the pressure of expectation slowly began to interfere with his natural brilliance. He admitted publicly that majors felt different. He spoke openly about tension, anxiety, and overthinking. Instead of swinging freely, he chased perfection. Instead of trusting instinct, he calculated outcomes. The more he wanted the Masters, the heavier every shot became. The freer he needed to be, the tighter he felt. His talent never disappeared, but the joy did. A career defined by what's missing, not what's won. By any objective measure, Rory McIlroy's career is extraordinary. Multiple major championships. Dozens of professional wins. Years as the world's #1 golfer. A place among golf's modern greats. And yet, the conversation always circles back to what he doesn't have. The green jacket. The career Grand Slam. Few athletes in history have been so successful, yet so constantly questioned. The pressure of expectation redefined how Rory was judged. Not by his dominance, but by his drought. Not by his brilliance, but by the one box left unchecked. And that pressure shaped his career far more than his natural ability ever did. Redefining success and fighting for inner peace. As the years passed, Rory McIlroy began to evolve, not in mechanics but in mindset. His swing remained one of the purest in golf, but his perspective shifted in ways far more meaningful. He started speaking openly about mental health, about the invisible toll that constant expectations and public judgment can take on even the most gifted athletes. For the first time, Rory admitted that chasing validation, titles, rankings, and legacy had slowly drained the joy that once made golf feel effortless. Gradually, his focus changed. He leaned into balance over obsession, joy over pressure, and process over outcome. He began reconnecting with the simple love of the game that first drew him to the course as a child. And when he came close again at Augusta, only to fall just short, his response revealed something new: acceptance. Not defeat. Not bitterness. But growth. Perhaps the real victory was not winning the Masters, but surviving the pursuit without losing himself along the way. A legacy still being written. Rory McIlroy's story is far from finished. He continues to compete at the highest level of professional golf, facing younger challengers while still carrying the same fire that once defined his rise. The swing remains powerful. The talent remains generational. And somewhere at Augusta National, the green jacket still waits, silent, symbolic, and heavy with meaning. Yet regardless of how the final chapters of his career unfold, Rory's legacy is already secure. He will be remembered not only as a champion, but as a defining figure of modern golf. An athlete who lived under relentless expectation in an era where greatness was demanded instantly and constantly. His journey reveals a deeper truth about elite sports. Talent may open doors, but expectation determines the weight an athlete must carry through them. In Rory's case, that weight shaped not just his career, but the man he became while chasing perfection. More than a golfer, a human story. Rory McIlroy was born to win, but he was also born into expectation. For years, he carried the weight of a sport that demanded greatness and a dream that seemed just out of reach. His journey proved that talent alone is never enough. True greatness is about endurance, about surviving doubt, pressure, and heartbreak, while holding on to the reason you fell in love with the game. In 2025 at Augusta, Rory finally did it. He won the Masters, and with it, completed the career Grand Slam. But this victory wasn't just about a green jacket or a place in history. It was about perseverance, about choosing belief when the world questioned him, about showing that vulnerability doesn't weaken champions, it humanizes them. Rory didn't just change golf through dominance. He changed it through honesty, resilience, and patience. And this time, the victory was undeniable. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Rory McIlroy's extraordinary journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories from the world of sports. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Rory will ever win the Masters? Or has the pressure already defined his legacy? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.